Guys, good afternoon. How are you? Hey, just a couple quick updates about this weekend. Was my show. It was a very successful outing. Wound up winning the Masters class at the California State Bodybuilding Championships, and to me, even more important than that is I was able to take fourth in the open class, which, for a guy my age, going against other bodybuilders that were 25 and 30 years my junior, I was very happy with my placing. And these guys brought it. The winner of my class actually won the overall. He looked just phenomenal and absolutely deserved the win. Now, what I wanted to talk about also was this weekend here was a very successful weekend at the Muscle Beach International Bodybuilding Championships as well, and that was a very successful show. It was very well put on, and it was our Memorial Day event that was put on by Joe Wheatley. If you guys haven't been to any of the Venice Beach bodybuilding contests, I suggest you do. It's a great turnout, and a lot of great competitors, a lot of great people out there, and it's just great for the industry, and it is the largest outdoor bodybuilding event in the world. We're also going to have another one on July 4th, and I want you to be aware of that. And then we're going to have another one in September on Labor Day as well. And getting back to that, moving on, I should say. What I want to talk about right now is post-contest rebounds, and a lot of people go through it. Most people go through it, unless you have a contest that is right after the one you just did, let's say within 4 weeks or so, or 8 weeks. Okay, and basically what that is just basically you just blow up, man. You get out of control, and your body can't handle it, and your body basically just rebounds from all the dieting and everything else that you've done. And so as soon as your body takes in sugar, you're starting to bombard yourself with sugar and carbohydrates and just eating everything in sight. And pretty soon, you find yourself, after all that hard work that you've done, that you think you deserve to move on, and you do. There's absolutely no doubt you deserve that, that reward of refeeding yourself, so on and so forth. But here's the deal. Okay, it's good for about 2 days. Then after about a day of eating like shit and bombarding yourself with sugar and whatever it is, and just eating everything in sight, your body starts to reject it, and and you start feeling lethargic. You start feeling tired. You don't start feeling good again. I mean, if you've gone through a hard prep, right, you need to recover. And let me tell you, that is not the way to recover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some guidelines on how to rebound after a show. Okay? First thing you're going to do is you're going to get back pretty much on the diet that you were on before for pre-contest. And the reason why you want to do that is because your body was actually acclimated to that, and it was getting used to that. Okay? Depending on what your diet was. Hopefully you guys weren't on zero carbs, because pretty much those days are over unless you're in depletion stage. Okay, there's other ways to do it, but regardless of what it is, you're going to get back on that pre-contest diet. Okay, but here's the thing though. If, let's say, for example, you were taking in 150 or 200 grams a day of carbohydrates during that prep, right? What you're going to do when you come out of that deficit is, let me just be clear. Let me just be clear one thing. You guys deserve, if you guys want to go out and take a couple of days and get it out of your system and go ahead and eat food and eat whatever you want, and I want you to enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, right? But now it's time to get your body back into some normalcy. Okay, so basically what you're going to do, you're going to take those carbohydrates. You're going to keep your protein the same as it was before before your contest. At pre-contest, you're going to keep that right where it was. Don't know if it was 200 grams a day, 300 grams a day, but you're going to keep it right there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to slowly increase your carbohydrates each each week. And so let's say, for example, if you were taking in 200 grams of carbohydrates that week, coming out of it, you're going to go ahead and take in 400 grams. So essentially you're going to double. If it's 150, you're going to take in 300, so on and so forth. And you're going to keep your dietary fats low. Now, every third or fourth day, this is what I want you guys to do. Even though you guys are back on your pre-contest diet with a little bit of carbs that you're starting to add back in, right? I want you to take a cheat meal about every third or fourth day. And what that's going to do, that's going to help you bring back in some normalcy, believe it or not. Okay? Again, and the other thing that you're going to do too is you're going to be drinking a lot of water, because what we want to do is we want to start flushing your system of that rebound effect, and getting your kidneys functioning right, and getting your body acclimated to normal lifestyle. Okay, after we get through that phase, after we get through that transition phase of getting you out of the rebound, okay, and during this time too, also, if you were doing cardio, right, if, say for example, if you were doing, let's say for example, an hour and a half of cardio, right, you're going to cut that back down. You're going to be doing about 30 minutes a day of cardio. And again, it's going to help you get back into some normalcy. It's going to help bring your body down. You're not going to blow up like you normally would. So you don't want to go out and just eat a bunch of shit for a week straight or 2 weeks straight, because all it's going to do is be a detriment. And it's going to take and then it'll just wind up taking you longer to get back in the gym because you feel like shit. And that's the God's honest truth. And so after we get through all that, and you get through, that loading, that carbohydrate phase, we gradually bring it up, and you get your cardio in, water, all that other stuff. After a couple of weeks, then what we're going to do is we're going to come back down, and we're going to take your deficit calories, and we're going to raise them up to maintenance calories. So we want to maintain your weight for a good 2 or 3 weeks. Then after 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to start increasing. We're going to start preparing for off season now. We're going to start increasing your calories and start increasing your macros. And we're going to start getting your body ready to grow again. And that's exactly what we're going to start doing. So there is a way to do this. There's a system to do this the way it should work, to ease you back into the off-season training without feeling like crap, without looking like crap. And you want to stay fairly lean, okay? And whatever your maintenance calories are, I don't know what it is, right? You have to figure that out with your BMR and a couple other calculations. Then after that, we start going into we start raising your calories back up, your macros back up, and we start putting on some size, okay? And we're going to keep on through that throughout the entire season until we start getting ready for prep again, okay? The other thing too is this can also work, okay, basically in the same principle for somebody who is a general clientele, who isn't a bodybuilder, who is just coming out. Let's say, for example, they do these crazy keto diets and they need to come out of it. And what's going to happen when they come out of a keto diet, right, and they start introducing carbs back into their system the wrong way, and pretty soon they start having this rebound effect the same way a bodybuilder does coming out of a show, and they start blowing up again. Well, it's the same principle of how, or similar to where we come back and start getting yourself acclimated to carbohydrates and normal living again. And also, it's going to help stabilize your blood sugar to where you're not releasing all that insulin and getting your body fat again. Because what is insulin? Insulin's a fat storage hormone. Okay, we want to be able to control that. All right, talking about my general clientele. All right, so now we've gotten through that. We're getting in the off season now, and maintenance calories are high. Your maintenance. We're through your maintenance calories. Now we're going to go up into off-season training, and your diet's going to completely change. We're going to start putting on some size. That's another calculation, and that is, believe it or not, you're not going to be just stuffing yourself. You're going to be on a diet. This is a bodybuilding lifestyle. We are bodybuilders, all right, and you need to act like bodybuilders. It is a job, okay, but you still, in the off-season, you have freedom to do what you need to do. Okay, if you guys have any questions, hit me up, DM me on Instagram. Go ahead and email me at joemarino97 rebound@gmail.com, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. Starting to put out a lot of good information. Can't wait to hear from you.